Hey guys, this is part 2 of my expedition trip between Kitui and Makueni County. Last time you left part 1 at where I was about to cross River Galana, which is at the river near Thwake Dam. This part you are seeing here is Thwake Dam, the construction happening for the dam which is being built at the junction of Thwake River and Galana. By government of Kenya, funded by Africa Development Bank, and this is one of the projects which have stalled. Government project have stalled. So when I was supposed to cross, and this is the bridge. This bridge is not permanent. You'll see that in the clip. It's not permanent bridge, and they will remove it once they finish building the dam. So once you cross, you get to Kitui County, and I was trying to do some mapping here to show you. The journey was about the rough section from the crossing only to the Kitui, to the where the tarmac, where I would have met the tarmac, was about 75 kilometers of rough road. Now, once you cross, the first market which you come across is called Kanyangi market. Kanyangi is one of the markets or towns that I used to hear from the music of Ken Maria when I was growing up. I actually never been this place. This was my first time to step in Kanyangi. Then the next one was Kavisuni. Some people talk about it. I've never been there. The next town, Maliku. I have never been there. Then the next shopping center was Katulani. Then after Katulani, I joined the B7, which is the Kitui to Kibwezi road, at a place called Wikia, where I met the Tarmac, and I was very happy to see Tarmac after 75 kilometers of dirt. Now, this area which I was riding through, it's called Kitui Rural. It's actually serious rural, to be honest, because if you look at Kanyangi market, it's one of the markets in Kitui Rural, and trust me, the way the names, the constituency is called Kitui Rural, trust me, it's really serious rural. Now, what is one of the most amazing thing you find in Kitui County? One amazing thing you find in Kitui County is called Yatta Plateau, and Kanyangi market is actually on top of Yatta Plateau, together with some other towns along Yatta Plateau. Now, Yatta Plateau, if you want to see Yatta Plateau very well, you can switch the map to terrain. Yes, terrain. If you change to terrain, this is Yatta Plateau. You can see this section which is there. That is Yatta Plateau, and it starts all the way from Kilimambogo in Old Nyasambuk National Park. I think it was a lava flow running from the Kilimambogo, and then you can see all of it down from Machakos County through Katangi, then down to Kanyangi, then it goes down. You can see it goes down. It's the longest in the world. Goes down, it crosses the B7 at this area is called Plateau Gap. Actually, the road goes through Plateau Gap. Then it goes to the this is Savo East, and goes all the way, and it ends somewhere. You can see it ends somewhere at Savo East National Park. It ends somewhere before you get to Tana River County. Now, one thing you need to understand is that if you look at this Plateau Gap very carefully, you will understand that River Athi, River Galana, or River Sabaki, it runs adjacent to the plateau. It runs adjacent to the plateau. Why? Because a plateau is it's a lifted, leveled land, which obviously rivers can't run through. Definitely. That's why the river runs alongside the plateau all the way to where it ends. So, join with me for this Kitui expedition.
Poa sana. Mimi nimetoka hivi, ndio kwenda huko hivi Kitui. Is it possible?
It is not possible. Huko umetoka wapi?
Nimetoka Nairobi.
Naona bike yenyewe. Usipita hapa.
Sikuta tu hapana.
Unaona kama unaona pale.
Hapana, acha nikupe 100 tu.
Hata ukirudi utaka 100.
Mara moja mimi napiga adventure, si ati kuna mahali ya maana naenda.
Ndio unasemaje?
Kuna mahali tumepatana.
Wapi?
Huko Mbitini huko.
Moja sasa mimi nimekuja nikapotea huko.
Ndio nimeambia jamaa ukiteremka pale.
Nimekuja nikapotea hapa hivi nikiuliza.
Unaona mahali. Ndio zile bani tunaviona. Kunanga kupita. Kuna kupita huko ndani. Hii site.
Na mimi naende. Na mimi naende.
Sio miaka ingine tu.
Kwa kitu kiende kweli batukuna.
Ningide kama nyenye ni kweli ngani. Saiki. No ka ona ba lube ka lugea. Ona ba bejo magia. Wote na hapo. Wala wote ndio ngozo.
Yuzo wote le damu ya dele.
Ya dala. Ko to wene ba. Ile ngi next. Hey guys, this is now me crossing to Kitui County. You can see the bridge is metallic. It's very long and metallic. I don't know how they build it, but it's metallic, pure metallic, and it's long. Actually, I was told it's temporary. They will remove it once they finish the dam. On the right side is where the water flows to, and the left side is where the dam is. You can see that is dam wall. And I crossed to Kitui County. It's interesting now to get to Kitui County, and I was now crisscrossing through small paths. There was no major road because the major road is blocked, and those guys, they told me if you go through the main gate they'll bring trouble for you, so they told me to use this path, which I ended up in a place where I lost control and my bike was down, but I lifted my bike back and continued the journey. Actually, I was just riding alongside the river Galana, as I tried looking for my way up from the river. So that's the river. You actually riding alongside it after you have crossed the bridge, because you can't go through the main barrier. You need the MP police and now the other security guards.
Oh, you? Número. Boy, aye. Na boy. Okay.
It was a tough climb because there is no road, obviously. You can see these are paths. So trying to get around to the main, not the main road, but just a main path, I had to go round and round through small paths which are used by people, goats and motorbikes. So this is after I crossed to the other side of Kitui County, and you can see the climate. The sun is out, obviously. The sun here must be out, and the ground is a little bit dry. Not really a little bit, but it's dry, to be honest. It has not rained. It has not seen water for some time, and most of things that can survive in these terrains is just goats and sheep. Those are the most things that can survive in this kind of climate. With the hot, there is no grass for cows, obviously, but people still keep some few cows, not many, but goats are common in Kitui County. You find so many goats. Someone can be even keeping like 100 goats or 300 goats, 400 goats, because the food for goats is plenty. And the cow, that's where they draw the line. Now this is where I was joining the main path, not really main road, but main path. That's the path which goes down to the main barrier before you get to the project, the Thwake dam project. So I was still climbing, and remember now I'm now climbing the plateau. I'm just going to the plateau, going on top.
Kwavonza na umelo na muna Makueni ndo liko uninga umile Kitui.
Ndoda uraimwa kama hivi. Ule kwanza ile ndo Kanyangi Kitui.
Oh. Kwa hiyo ndo aba Kanyangi. Asante.
This was the first shopping center after I crossed to Kitui County. I don't know the name of the shopping center, but doesn't look like very big. It's just a couple of shops and nothing much. Just people seated outside because even the buyers are not there. So it was a small shopping center after I crossed the Kitui County from Makueni County. At this point, I did not even know whether to go right or left because Google Map was not working at all. But I saw someone coming from a distance, so I decided to go and ask them which way is to Kanyangi market, and they directed me. So this, you can't depend on Google Map in this section because it wasn't working at all. It was not even seeing the road which I was in at that point.
Hello. Lelo wika Kanyangi weko. Nibaza. Oh. Kwa una lelo dinozu. Oh. Just follow me, and I stayed behind them, and they very experienced with these bad roads. Remember, we're still climbing, and you're climbing to the plateau, on top of plateau, on off-road, and it was almost like 20 kilometers of climbing, pure climbing, nothing else, and the road was bad. Balancing very well with the bike and the kid. For me, I was bouncing. finally I got to the road which connects Kanyangi to, I think, Chakos to Kitui Road, and it's very dusty. You can see all that dust. The road was getting smooth. It's a rough road. This is the road which leaves the Kanyangi heading to Kisasi, then all the way to Kwavonza to connect to Machakos Kitui Road. It is rough road, but it's more smooth because I was flattening out in this section. Flat out in this section. Now, the funny thing with Kanyangi is that the town, it has tarmac, but outside town there is no tarmac. Very stupid thing. The other side of the road goes all the way to connect B9 to Ikuda town. Now, at this point, Google Map was trying to confuse me. Tried to tell me to turn right. I don't know, right, where was I supposed to be going to on the right? Maybe a shortcut or something. But I just decided, let me go and try whether this right might be a shortcut, because I looked at the map. I was going to connect the Kisasi junction so that I can head to, is it Katulani Road? Yeah. But after going like 200-300 meters in, just found out the road goes to somebody's home. I was really annoyed. Yes, the road takes me to somebody's home, and I was like, what? So I turned back, went back to the main road, went all the way to the junction of Kisasi, left the road going to Kisasi, took the right turn and went down to the Katulani road. This road goes all the way to Katulani. After Katulani goes all the way to Wikia. It's a quite distance from here. I was looking at the kilometers, about 40 kilometers from here of rough road. The road from this section, it's not that bad, even though it's still bad. It has a lot of sand at some sections, then some areas rocky, and then the sand and two wheels doesn't work together. So the few towns that you have to cross, one town after, not really towns, these are shopping centers you have to go through, and it's quite scenic view. Now this is part where you have left the plateau, you have gone down to the other side of Kitui. Remember the plateau doesn't cover a very wide area. It covers just a segment, a small segment, and some of the towns are actually built on top of the plateau, like Kanyangi town, Tanki town. They are built on top of plateau. Now this river, it's called on the other side where there's a tarmac, Kitui Machakos Road is called Tiva, but down here it changes the name to Kausia, and I want to believe it's still the same river. I think the two rivers connect together to become Kausia, but most people call it River Tiva. So you cross the River Tiva, then you come across one of the market centers, Kabisuni. I don't know, but in Kitui, most of the market centers and shopping centers, they start with the word Ka, or syllable Ka. So Kabisuni, this is a market, and it's actually big. I expect it to be a small thing, but if you look at the shopping, the shops are just the traditional. There is no major construction, there is no flats or anything. These are just the rural form of shopping center or market. It's actually big in terms of how, and this is one of the matatus that comes to this. I think this is the last stop for that matatu. I usually see them on the road. There are many. This road is going to be constructed, tarmacked, and hopefully in the near future, I would like to pass this road again while it's tarmacked, because it's really bad. It's a long stretch of more than 60 kilometers of bad road. So it's going to connect Makueni County and Kitui County, and the connecting will be the Thwake Dam. The road will go over Thwake Dam. So it will be a good thing. It will be a very nice thing. This town is called Maliku. Maliku is one of the towns and one of the shopping centers along this road before you get to Katulani. Katulani is one of the biggest market centers along this road, but I came to find out there are several other shopping centers and markets which are big enough to attract attention. So the shopping centers are just within like 10 kilometers or 5 to 10 kilometers. Within 5 to 10 kilometers, you must come across a major shopping center. So Maliku is one of major shopping center. And you can see that dog there. It's just relaxed, in a stress ya maisha. This town is called Katungi Township. The interesting is called Township, and you know a township is like a municipality, but this is a market center, and it's a resourced town, market mostly in terms of, and you know most of these centers they serve people around those areas. It's not only along the road, but deep interior, because I told you this is called Kitui Rural Constituency. It is very rural in nature. So interior people come to these centers for resources that are very important. So Katungi is one of them. And Katungi means Kakiono. From a distance, I could see they are doing something with the road. There was some construction and there was diversion. So I'm suspecting now the works are already ongoing as the dam is getting to be completed, so that once the dam is completed and the roads are completed, it is just a smooth ride all the way from Wote to Kitui without going through many other long distance routes. I can assure you, if you are in Wote and this road is completed and tarmac, it will take you like 2 to 3 hours to get to Kitui. But currently, if you're in Wote and you want to go to Kitui, it will take you to about 4 to 5, even 6 hours. So this is Katulani town. Katulani is a little bit bigger, and one of the most common, the funny thing in the Katulani, there is a tarmac in the town, but around it, after the town, there is no tarmac. And Katulani is a sub-county headquarter, and also there is also one common thing that we talk about most of the time. You hear Katulani High School. It's one of very well-known schools in Kitui County, Katulani. So Fulani High School is also in this area. I don't know whether it's a boys or it's a girls, but I guess it's just high school. Dusty, but I guess once it's completed, it's gonna be a smooth road, and many people will stop complaining about the dust. There are so many amenities like education centers, high schools, primary schools, very good schools along this route. And once the road is completed, it's gonna be a good place to be. I was a few kilometers to Wikia and also to the Tarmac, which comes from Kitui to Kibwezi. But there's a small tarmac that connects this road, a small section of maybe 3 to 4 kilometers. I was really dying to see a tarmac somewhere. After almost, because you remember I started this journey of that road, the off-road, after Kadonzweni. Then I covered about 25 kilometers to Thwake. Then again I also covered this about either 65 or 68 kilometers from Thwake to here in Wikia. So a total of about 89 kilometers of dirt, and not really good dirt but bad roads. It was not easy. I was tired. This was the longest time I've ever covered on off-road with this bike. It did well. I can recommend it to anybody who wants to get this bike. Oh, I was so happy to be on Tarmac. I was so smiling to see Tarmac. I decided to pass somewhere and say hi to very familiar people. And this is Wikia market. Wikia is not really far away from Kitui town. It's actually approximately about 3 to 4 kilometers to Kitui town. So I was passing by to say hi to familiar people around this place. Hi.
Hi.
Mimi unajua sikai.
Eh?
Time is running out.
Sio mama nauliza, unaenda leo kweli?
Eh. Si ndio? Why not? Bye.
Bye. Goodbye.
After saying hi to the familiar people, I was back on route again, but this time on Tarmac, all the way from Kitui back to Machakos County. This was going to be a very fast journey. I left Wikia at 6 p.m. and I wanted to be in Machakos before 7:30. Well, I was up for the game. So this is just a ride back home, all the way through the tarmac. So it's not gonna be really interesting, but at least you have seen the areas. You have visited the Kitui Rural with me. If you're interested to be doing these trips, you can also go and see for yourself. This was my first time. I've never done Kitui Rural, and Kitui is so big. Kitui is actually very big. That Kitui has about, I think there are 8 constituencies there, and Kitui Rural is just one of them, which is on the far east. Then we have Kitui East, Kitui North, Kitui West, Kitui South. We have Wingi North, Wingi South, Wingi, I don't know. Kitui is big. Actually, in Ukambani, Kitui is the biggest of all the 3 counties. Remember, Kitui also has a national park which is called Kitui South National Reserve, which also connects to Savo East. So it's only county in Ukambani which has a national reserve. So I don't know about Makueni, whether they can say Savo East is theirs, but Makueni does not own any national reserve. So Kitui is big. I only did one constituency, only one. Just imagine the rest. Very soon I'll be touring the rest of them. I want to see the Kitui, the southern part, the west, and the east, and also go to Wingi. So this is my journey back. I've just used the bypass. These bypass are good. They actually avoid going through town, and the people who actually thought of constructing the bypass, it's a good thing. It's a marvelous thing. I did not go through Kitui town. Definitely you have not seen any town anywhere. It's because I avoided going through the Kitui town and use the bypass to come, and then after this I joined the Kitui Machakos Road. One thing I don't like is how people
keep on cutting trees to burn charcoal. And you can see the area is very dry. So no trees, the trees don't grow. Only indigenous trees have been growing there. And it takes time for the indigenous tree to grow. It takes a long period of time. People have been cutting down trees. And the charcoal, I know the charcoal from Kitui is good, but we need to find another way of just... And we are the consumers of the charcoal here in Nairobi and in urban centers that the people who actually get this charcoal. They make those people burn charcoal for sale. Then they destroy their ecosystem. I was approaching Kwavonza. Remember, if I did not go all the way to Wikia, this would have been the town where I would have come to join the Machakos Kitui Road and go back. Remember the Kisasi junction? The Kisasi junction comes to join Kwavonza here. It would have been a shorter distance for me, but I chose to go a longer way just to see the deep and deep Kitui Rural. I was leaving Kitui and now joining Machakos. That boundary marks, and the river actually marks the boundaries called that's Tiba. Remember one of the tributaries of Kausia down there, the riverbed which was dry? That's one of the tributaries called Tiba. And actually the Wood River, most people like to call it Tiba. Like the river Kausia, it's not really well known. Now, this is Chua town. And one thing always attracts me every time I pass through this town, and I wanted to show you people. You know the name Daystar University. Daystar University is where I work, but here there is someone with Daystar Enterprises, and he's a distributor for alcohol. Daystar Enterprises, I think Daystar Distributors or Enterprises, something like that. So interesting times. I don't know how that person chose the name Daystar. Anyway, wacha watu wapige biashara. It was getting dark very quickly, and this was Kanyangi town. Kanyangi is one of the markets or shopping centers on top Yata Plateau. And one thing which surprises me with this area, there's something which scares me. Once you leave Kanyangi, the road is flat until you get somewhere, and there's a warning sign. You can see that green thing, that thing is a warning sign. Until you get somewhere down there, and the road drops from nowhere, as a serious drop comes up. And that is why actually most people have been having accidents, because you see that drop, see, from nowhere a drop comes in, from flat, running flat to a drop. Now that is what we call plateau drop. You are leaving plateau, you are going to lowlands, and what happens after this? You get to river Athi, and then you leave the plateau behind. So Kanyangi is on the top of the plateau, so that's why this area is very steep. It's about 5 kilometers going down, 3 to 5 kilometers going down. So you are leaving plateau going down. So that was Kanyangi. It was getting dark and dark and dark, approaching 7 p.m. and I was really targeted to get where I was going. I wanted to get Machakos before 7:30. there I was in Machakos at 7:22. I took 1 hour, about 20 minutes, even though there was some areas which there was a little bit slowness and traffic jam a little bit, especially in small towns there were jam. So I went to refuel. I wanted to see how much fuel have I used to cover up the kilometers that I had covered, about 315 kilometers covered all the way to the Machakos. I found out I used only 10 liters. Very nice, very good.